once they heat up. So, you see people hitting the wall, it's going to fucking destroy them. But anyway, good luck. Take it easy.
Oh,
Go Wilco. Right, take it easy.
fuck off, Wilco.
We'll start off in a sec.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Wilco. See you, mate.
Yeah, fuck off. This is our stream.
Yeah. Well, that's good. All of that was on the stream. We're live, so
Yeah, that's even better. I could do majority of the talking for you tonight, mate. You sound like shit.
That's all right. Yeah, we'll get through it, eh? I look forward to this each week. So one thing I look forward to more than anything else.
Oh, that's all right. How you been anyway, mate?
Oh, just stuffed up in the nose, and then it sort of moved to the chest and to the throat. I'll just close this bedroom door 1 second. That way we can't hear anything on Netflix. Okay. Yeah, no, it just sort of got worse and worse, and I've actually had a couple of weeks off work, so yeah, I was meant to go back this week, but I was too crook, and my boss could tell straight away when I rang him. He's like, "Trev, how are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, good. Actually, not too good." You know.
Yeah, no, well, it's funny because you said, yeah, you had a stomach bug last week, and I woke up Tuesday. I'm like, oh, I feel great, ready to go to work, and then it hit me.
Yeah.
And it was just coming out both ends, and I rang the baby mama and I said, so our kid just gave me gastro, and she goes, that's fantastic. I've got it too. I'm like, fantastic.
Yeah, it's a you probably pick up a lot of stuff from your young bloke too, once they get into daycare, it's just, you can just see the germs multiplying, when you go into the daycare, it's like fucking the little fuckers with their, oh, that's right, we're streaming shit.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
Guten Abend, Guten Morgen, and Guten Nachts.
Yes, that's our man, Rob Dog. Hello, everybody, and welcome to, I think we're up to round 4 of this SRL NSX GT3 Project Cars 2 Championship here at Long Beach tonight. A circuit made famous by one of our favourites, Big Dick Jono. But we've also got to say it's been part of the SRL family for many seasons now. In fact, a circuit very close to my heart. I think this is where we did our very first live stream of this SRL journey, which began last year. And well, after that intro, I do apologise tonight. I am coming in with a touch of the flu, so if the dulcet tones aren't quite as smooth and golden as what you used to, I apologise about that, as I welcome my co-commentator, Rob Dog. Back for another week, Big Rob. Here we are again.
Yeah, here we are again, and great little circuit, this one. I always enjoy doing this one. In fact, this is the second, I guess, circuit where I started streaming too with you, Trev, and it's, I guess that first live stream, or second live stream we did together was an absolute ripper of a race. I think massive crashes and a lot of laughs and a lot of racist jokes against Americans, and we do love a good race joke, especially against the Americans, because they're all idiots. But we do have some quali nights here, Trev. 15 minutes of quali, 17 degrees air temperature with a track temperature of 24, so the tyres are going to take a little bit to come in around here. Soft tyres for quali, they're going to heat up a lot quicker. 2 to 3 laps for a good time, so those tyre temperatures aren't going to come in very quick at all. And expected pole lap time of 1:17. That's pretty quick around here, Trev.
Certainly is, and it is a circuit which we absolutely love as we look at Cart Dude out for his first run on the circuit tonight. Big Dick Jono, very good record around this track. We believe, well, he's won all 5 races from the information I can see, along with 4 pole positions. And he's had a few problems with his wheel though, Rob, so he's gone back to the original, I think it's the T300 Thrustmaster wheel. So he's got a good record around here, but he's not without his challenges coming into this round tonight.
Yeah, I feel a little bit angry about that, Trev, considering that you and I are both fathers. I think we're the Thrustmasters around here.
Yes, I see what you did there. That is a brilliant start. Well, we're not even 2 minutes in, and our first bit of comic genius there Just, we're in for a good night when we're starting the A material that early as, Kart Dude, getting all out of shape there, Robbie. Just came out of that corner and straight on the gas too hard, and these cars are going to punish you if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really difficult circuit in any car you drive around here. You can drive the grippiest car and you're still going to have a lot of issues. As Cardi just found out, it's really easy going around that first corner there to get caught out. It's a little bit off camber. And of course, this is majority a very concretey street circuit, so there's not a lot of grip out here, and it's just so hard. And those walls, there's very Monaco whiskey. As you can see, Big Dick Jono just getting to the wall there. Don't think he's got too much damage, or none in fact, but maybe he has to get a paint job in the pit complex. But thankfully, the pit boys around here are pretty good. But Big Dick Jono not off to a great start, nor is Kart Dude.
No doubt about that at all. Don't forget, all 9 people watching the live stream now. Me being one of them, of course, to keep an eye on the comments coming through. Like I said, I do apologise about my voice, or lack of, but we will push on and get through the race tonight. 15-minute qualifying session as per usual, followed by an hour's race here at Long Beach tonight. Interesting circuit, this one. I know we're both history buffs as we take a look at Hooked XR8. I think I was calling him Hooker last week, so apologies for that.
He is our favourite hooker. Maybe we could spice it up a little bit, Trevor. I know we're both history buffs, but we're also a bit of history buffs when it comes to film and television. Maybe we could call him TJ Hooker, I think.
TJ Hooker, you're the best. Anyway, yes, I've just I put out the word to get some comments in on the live stream, and Waffles and Bits, being very creative there, he's just put comment. And he says he is looking forward to this race, and my goodness, you should be. As where was I, Rob? I was talking about the history about this track, of course. That's right, I got sidetracked about hookers and waffles. But this, of course, the site of a Formula One record for John Watson in the McLaren back in 1983, starting from the lowest ever starting position to win a race, starting 22nd in his McLaren Ford. And winning the race around here, which is a pretty good effort considering it is a street circuit like you mentioned, Rob. And that same race also seeing Watson's teammate and the 1982 Long Beach winner Nicky Lauda finishing second after starting from 23rd on the grid. Two pretty good efforts there.
Yeah, those McLarens back in the day weren't too bad to drive apparently. Of course, they were just before they were running the Cosworth engine, so I think that was a year or two just before they switched to Honda for the 84-85 season. I'm not too sure about that. We'll have to fact check, or I can't exactly 100% remember, Trev. I'm not too 100% sure, but the very beginnings of the turbo era, of course not the turbo hybrid era, that's so fucking awful.
Yes, don't worry, I wouldn't stress too much about the finer details, Rob. It was about 8 years before I was born as well, but about 10 or so before you were born. But anyway, still fantastic stuff. Switching 1984, the race switched from a Formula One race to a kart, the IndyCar race, and various other categories that we're used to. Some interesting corners around this track, some challenging corners as well. 11 turns, right from Aquarium Way to East Shoreline Drive. As we take a look at Kart Dude now heading down the back part of this circuit, East Seaside Way. So it's a street circuit, Rob, but still there are opportunities to pass with that long straight and also the long back straight as well.
Oh, there's good opportunities to pass around here, and actually I feel like they're probably, you can get around almost every corner here as Truss goes in. Just that little back section there, I can't remember the word for that type of corner now. It's just escaped my mind's eye, but just getting a little bit too early on the power and putting into the fencing there, as you can see, just jumping back into the pit lane. But yeah, a lot of these corners are very passable, I guess, apart from probably the garden area, which Hooked XR8 is actually coming up to. You come into this left corner and you come into actually a roundabout, which is very odd to have in the middle of a street circuit, but it's America and they're not very creative. But boy, you can see very nice and floral. And actually, little fun fact about Project Cars, you can drive into that garden bed and do a little bit of trimming, Trev.
Excellent. We've had a good start, haven't we, talking about hookers and trimming the bushes. But let me just tell you this, Waffles wants to know Softs or hards? Well, to answer that one, I'm guessing soft tyres for qualifying. To answer your question, Waffles, and anyone watching the Le Mans 24-hour race this weekend, I certainly will be. When I can get there. It's a fantastic event, of course. Fernando Alonso winning it last year, I think with Kobayashi and someone else. Was it Buemi, I think, Rob, from memory? But still, it's...
yeah, Sebastian Buemi, yep.
I think it was last year for Toyota, so looking forward to that this weekend. And getting back to matters closer to home, 7.5 minutes left in this qualifying session and only 2 drivers into the 117s, and once again there's nothing between them. It's the old Bruce McAvaney thing, isn't it, Rob? Hackett and Thorpe, Thorpe and Hackett, they're going stroke for stroke, aren't they? And look at that, just 0.51 between them. And I won't do that voice again, Rob, because that sounds pretty damn creepy for all those kids watching out there.
Yeah, that was terrible, but I'll tell you one thing, Matt, I'll go stroke for stroke with you anytime, but just getting a little bit too deep into the roundabout there, just getting a little bit too wide, and you can see right up at the curbing, and he's just got a little bit, you can see if you get too much onto that curbing there, the front wheels do actually just lift off the deck, and it's a wild ride from there on in. But you know, Hooked is actually putting in a pretty good qualifying considering his last couple of performances, so he's doing a great job. And just having a look through the list here, and I was going to go down to Cardew, but he's just set another time for 6th on the circuit, and even though there's a lot of passing opportunities around here, it's not the easiest place to pass, even if you can make the pass around here. So Cardew might be really thinking about maybe changing his setup a little bit, whacking on a little bit more downforce. Of course, you'll probably be wanting to run as much downforce as you can around here, considering it's not many places you can stretch the legs of your car. But a lot of 90-degree turns, kind of Tilker-esque, but without the boringness.
Yes, certainly it is. This track makes you earn every penny. And so the Taswegian, the man from Devonport, or is it Launceston, or is it Hobart? I don't know. I don't really give a shit. I don't go down to Tasmania an awful lot, but it'll be interesting to see what he can do. Currently 1.3 seconds off of pole position. And boy, Americans, Tasmanians, Taswegians, we've offended a few people so far, but they are off the mainland anyway. Moving right along, Cardew coming out of the last corner now. 5 minutes to go in this session. And what can he do? Can he improve, or is he starting a hot lap? He comes across the line and jumps up to 5th, so still half a second off there, Cardew. So he will be looking to have another go next time around. Nothing between them, Payne and Truss. 2 names which we've called a fair bit over the last few weeks, and Jason, who you may have heard talking himself up on the live stream at the beginning of this evening. He's currently sitting in 3rd. Not a bad place to start on this track. It is a long run down into turn 1, and we have seen some carnage here in the past, Rob.
Oh, some carnage is not the word for it, and I've got to say, just into the wall there, that's ruined his lap. He's got enough time to get a couple more in, but that's not the way he wants to be setting up his next time laps. But I've got to say, Trev, you say you don't go down to Tassie, so you're not a fan of the map at Tassie. You don't like going down there, mate.
Ah, yes. It's got me into some trouble recently, I can tell you that. But anyway.
I'm not drunk enough.
Moving right along, Sprint Cars 6, whose real name I have forgotten, has been good enough to send us the qualifying results for Tier 2. And boy, it's a little bit light on. It's a bit like my bank account off of pay week. It's a little bit light on in Tier 2 this week. Tooley is starting from pole position ahead of Compact and Toto Wolff there in 3rd. So numbers down. We've still got plenty of guys racing in Tier 1, of course, tonight. And here comes our provisional pole sitter. So thank you for Sprint Cars 6 for providing us with those details, and we look forward to the Tier 2 race results coming through on the live stream a little bit later on this evening. But as Hayne at 1994, currently in provisional pole position, and with 3.5 minutes to go, hopefully my voice doesn't go, but Truss there, who's got a little bit of work to do, and well, is he safe with that 117.5? We were expecting times in the 18s. We've seen times quicker than that, Rob, but can he put this one away for pole position here tonight, Hayne?
I got to say, the Haynes car looks incredibly stable. It's looking like a very pleasant car to drive. A little bit understeer in there. You had to have a little bit of a second bite. But that car looks incredibly easy to drive at the moment. A little bit of oversteer on the exit there. Very expected coming out of that corner, to be honest. But yeah, that car looks really incredibly easy to drive. So maybe Haynes on for a good one. And you can see he's actually gone a bit quicker there by almost a tenth. So Haynes certainly is putting the pedal to the metal. And honestly, that's pretty impressive to make that time, considering what type of circuit this is. Not a lot of grip and not a lot of time to be able to pick up around here. So Haynes really giving it to Truss at the moment, but Truss, I know, will respond in kind hopefully soon. And I've got to say, Trev, your voice sounds like it's gone.
Yes, sounding a little bit like The Godfather or Al Pacino or one or the other. But boy, I tell you what, Hayne, Jesus, he's hopefully got enough cough lollies to get through the next hour. But anyway, Hayne there with a 117.345. He was on the absolute limit. And speaking of being on the limit there, Truss just pushing a little bit too hard, Rob. And with less than 2 minutes to go, he's probably going to have one, possibly two more goes at it. But Wilco, who's up to third, in fact, no, still in third, I beg your pardon, 117.7, so just three drivers in the 117s so far tonight. And Stressed Budget Racing has been good enough to join us, and he says, hi blokes, watching from Maruta. Boy, there's a bit of a theme happening tonight. New South Wales, he says, make of that what you will. He says it's a real place. Trust me, I've been there too. We were just talking about that. And he says, watching my young bloke. Watching my young bloke. So go 94. So is that Haynes' dad? We had his brother on last week. Please let us know if that's the case, because boy, that's just getting weirder and weirder by the week. But what can old mate Wilco do? The man who just had a huge big head, didn't he, before this race tonight? I said, Jace, I'm crook, mate. I don't think I can stream this week. He said, well, that's terrible, but I'm a good chance to be up the pointy end of the grid tonight, so make sure you do stream it. And he's just relentless, this man. Very Bernie-esque, isn't he, his approach? We weren't having the night off tonight, no matter what.
Yeah, no, very Bernie-esque. I've got to say, though, it seems like Haynes just inviting his whole family along. It's people from Maruta just fucking breed, I guess. There's just a lot of rabbits down there. I could make some Tasmanian jokes there, but I feel like Haynes' dad might find me and hunt me down and kill me. I might get a phone call saying, I know who you are, and I know where you live. I will find you.
Well, given my current health, maybe I could do the Liam Neeson stuff. But tonight, I will find you. I will hunt you down and I will kill you. Now that's a cross between Keanu Reeves and about half a dozen other people. But counting down in qualifying, Wilco looking to get it a little bit. He seemed to get it a little bit out of shape there as he comes out of the last corner now. 17.7 for him. Can he find 4 or 5 tenths on this lap? Look, he's turned the lights off, and no, he can't improve there, Rob. So Jason currently in P3, unless someone can knock him off, of course. And speak of the devil, can this man Kart Dude come through and knock Wilco off? I think he said if he didn't get a top 2 or 3 start, he was going to crack the shits tonight. As we take a look at Kart Dude making his way around the final part of this lap, down the back straight, coming into the last couple of corners. Turn 11, of course, at the hairpin. And can Kart Dude improve here, Rob? He's got 7 tenths, just over 6. Nearly 7 tenths to find here at the end of qualifying, as my voice is playing havoc at the moment. What can Kart Dude do? Well, he can't. He improves ever so slightly, but he still can't crack the 118s. But
he's just been dropped.
He's gone down to the second row of the grid, and Mighty Murph there has gone into the 17s as well. So I beg your pardon. I was just waiting for that to update on my screen. So he's been kicked off the front 2 rows of the grid there, Rob.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kart Dude's car looked very, very dicey in the last sector there. Just having to give it a couple goes of opposite locks. So I think Kart Dude's set up not 100% at the moment. We know how good Kart Dude is, but that car just doesn't want to apply to his general physics of how he drives a car. And Mighty Murph getting up into the top 4, which is great for him. He's only 9 points behind Truss in this championship. Truss, of course, picking up the win from last week. Mighty Murph, though, I think he's very, very hungry. Getting his first win 2 weeks ago at, I think it was Monza. picking up the win there. So he's very, very hungry. No, it wasn't Monza. It was Zolder, sorry. So he's very hungry to go for a championship. Bahrain doing a great job, looking at the top position again, like he did last week. But he dropped back, and I've got to say, I had some expletives to say last week about Haynes just sitting behind Truss.
Just a few, if you don't say. I reckon, yeah, we were noodle boxing it big time last week. But, well, here we go then. 15 drivers here from Hayne to Womp. Hooker and Big Dick Johnson, who's had some wheel problems as well tonight, leading into tonight. Boy, that 58 minutes will be the longest possibly of my life. But through sickness and in health, as they say, we are here on the grid at Long Beach. The popcorn's ready, Waffles. That's right. Here we go. Get ready to do this. And Long Beach, 11 corners and an hour's worth of racing here tonight. And I might look at these race notes here. Like we said, 1 hour race, soft tyres. The race pace, 1 minute 18s to 19s. Pit stops, about 35 seconds. But we can go further into detail about that later on in this race. And when are they going to make a start here tonight? Jason there in P3, set up pretty nicely heading into turn 1. Rob, we've got to watch out for him.
Yeah, Jason will be looking to make some moves early on. Pretty hard place to make moves around here, but it's very doable. When you can make moves on the majority of the corners, it's just getting beside the next person. But as you can see, the lights are coming on and we're almost ready to go, go, go.
You know what that means? Lights out, away we go. And what a start from Hayne there off the line. He is not wasting any time at all. Hayne making a beautiful start off the line, side by side. HSV there, along with Mighty Murphy's partner in crime as we head into turn 1. There's always going to be carnage here.
Having a look down the inside.
And they all managed to get through cleanly there. That's a pretty good effort. 15 cars on the grid tonight. There's always traditionally an incident there at the start of any race. But you can see there Hayne already with a 1 second lead over Truss, who's in P2. Jason not losing any positions off the line, but Cartu now, is he side by side with Wilco here, Rob?
I do believe he is, and Cartu's not made the position yet. But Cartu's certainly looking very, very racy at the moment. But Mighty Murph is lurking in the background. You can see he's gone around the outside, having a look. Not close enough yet to make a move. You can see the traffic jam there. And there was almost a lot of cars spinning around and having another traffic jam like we did just a couple seasons ago, Trev.
Yes, and they've all managed to get through lap 1 fairly cleanly. And my throat, Jesus Christ, let me just get another Strepsil here. As look at this, Jason under all sorts of pressure. And dare I say it, Rob, there's a bit of a trolley train already behind our man Wilco.
Yeah, Wilco's certainly given the trolley train a truly good, I guess, go, I guess. There's not much I can come up with that, especially in racing pun speak. But we're having a look at, who's making a move down the back there? I think that was Cart Dude. I think it might have been Mighty Murph on the back of Cart Dude. Or was it Cart Dude on the back of Truss? It was Cart Dude on the back of Truss. The two Taswegians having a go at it. The four heads coming together a little bit, banging wheels side by side. But they got through there pretty cleanly into the first corner, and now Cart Dude's really wanting to make a move now. He's looking very, very racy. That car looks pretty well set up for a race, and actually somebody's going around in the background there. I do believe that was V8 Man. Of course it was V8 Man having a spin in the background there. Truss really needs to get a wriggle on there because Cart Dude is going to get past him, and in fact I do think Cart Dude is going to be making a move because Truss went into that corner really defensive and slow on the exit there, and you can see Cart Dude's right up on the back of him looking left, and he's probably going to have a look right. No, he's just decided to tuck in behind, and no use to argue this early on in the race. There's still 57 minutes left in this race to go, but boy, Cart Dude looks really, really unsettled right now.
He certainly is, that's for sure. And yes, Waffles, it was V8 Man who spun in the background. And my goodness gracious me, it's Hayne, lap 3 then. 3.5 second lead over Jason, who snuck up into second place. This man, we might start believing the hype about this man. He's doing awfully well. Started third on the grid, now up to second. And Truss there lost a bit of time there. I'm not too sure what happened. But look at this now. Truss, Cart Dude, Mighty Murph and Andy. There's a bit of a train forming here. behind Truss. Jason off into the distance there, a couple of seconds further down the road. Hayne 3 seconds further up from him. You can see at the top of your screen. But it's all about this battle at the moment. And when is Cart Dude? He's sizing him up. He's keeping Truss very honest. And Truss just doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment, Rob.
No, Truss is very, very defensive very early on, so that might be telling me that he could be on the hard tyres at the moment. A lot of the drivers tonight opting for the soft tyres coming around here. Not very warm temperatures, so the soft tyres will be holding the temperature of the most. So you can see their car dude's just made the move. Truss let him get past. No use arguing in this point of the race, considering they're probably on very alternate strategies at the moment. That's a word we've gotten too used to while listening to Formula 1, but certainly looking like Car Dude at the moment is on the soft tyres, and I do believe I did hear Jason say that he went for hard tyres on the rear and softs on the front earlier on in the just before we started this broadcast. So it'll be very interesting to see what Jason can do, but yeah, he's just moved along and now he's just making some pace, and I've got to say he's keeping up with Hayne at the moment. Hayne got that early on lead, but he's not exactly walking away from Wilco at the moment. So Wilco's having a very good time at the moment, just keeping that pace, making sure he's really consistent and trying to keep those tyres alive, because at the end of the day this is where it's going to be made. And Cart Dude, I think there was Cart Dude in the background there just having a little bit of a moment. You can see the rear end coming around. Now Truss is all over him like a really bad rash. I've had one of those before. I don't think it was chlamydia, I'm not too sure anyway, but Cart Dude just getting away with that very yeah, just really lucky to get away with that one. And now Mighty Murph has actually gotten past Truss, because Truss went for the move, and now Mighty Murph has gotten past Truss. So Truss not having the greatest time of his life right now.
No, we saw this a couple of weeks ago, if you remember, Rob. I can't quite remember the track, but we saw Truss. It might have been... No, I can't remember. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but we did see Truss.
Probably Zolder.
I think. Was it Zolder where he slowly slipped down the order, didn't he? I think he might have even been on pole position, or indeed the front row of the grid, and he just, through unforced errors and different mistakes, just slipped further and further down the field. So we're seeing it again tonight.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, it could be just the fact that it could be on the harder tyre at the moment. I'm not too sure, and I can't really comment on that too much at the moment because we just really don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's Truss has been making some mistakes he wouldn't usually make lately, and I've got to say, a lot of us league racing boys have kind of been roasting him a bit. Especially the upcoming race tonight. We've been asking him if he's going to be doing some pirouettes, and he wasn't too happy about that, but he's certainly dropping through the field now. He's down to 6th. Considering he started 2nd, this isn't looking all that great for Truss at the moment, Trev.
No, that battle, well, it was the spiciest battle on the circuit, to quote the great man, Rob Maverick Spicy Boy. But all the while, that's given Hayne and Jason as well a chance to slip away at the front now, as we take a look at Womp, who's currently outside the top 10. But he's made a pretty good start, Womp. I think I saw him down in 15th at the beginning of this race. So lap 6 now. He's managed to work his way up into 11th. And he's just behind a recovering V8 man. And Dane, hopefully he doesn't get a penalty. We saw Vettel get that penalty for dangerously re-entering the track, which was very harsh indeed. But I don't think V8 man will have to have too many concerns about getting a penalty for that. But Womp, not a bad race for him tonight. He's jumped up a few positions, so hopefully he can get a point or maybe more of.
Yeah, so far so good, and got to be careful when you say point around here, especially in my parts of Australia, Trev, because people might be thinking about you might be smoking crack. As looking through the list again, and Mighty Murph is actually certainly putting in some lap times at the moment. He's probably, I think he is the 2nd fastest man on circuit at the moment. Certainly a 10th quicker than Cart Dude, so Cart Dude needs to get a wiggle on. Wilco though, he's 6 tenths, 8 tenths now off of Haynes' pace, so Wilco might be having some visitors very, very soon. Yes, I reckon that, Wilco is still in the 19s, as the top 4 drivers are. But I reckon he's going to have a few friends for company soon going on that pace there, Rob. Like you said, a 1:19.8 last time around, but now he has picked up the pace again,
And in fact, it's Hayne there a little bit slow on that last lap with a 19.7 compared to a 19.2. As Waffles and Bits just making the comment. He says, will the soft runners make it without pitting? It's a good question, Rob, but I don't think they can quite make it to the end. It is a very long race, and this circuit can be tough on tyres.
Yeah, really tough on tyres. It's one for eating tyres. I mean, certainly you probably want the softs around here. Because I wouldn't even feel comfortable with the hards around here, especially with the colder temperatures and just the fact that it's majority of it's concrete, so you're just going to be slip sliding everywhere and you're just going to be scrubbing tyres all the time. So I'd be on the softs certainly. So in that case, I'd be happy to take that little bit of a penalty going through the pits, stopping for tyres. But that's a big question, and I can't really answer that because every race so far there has been no pit stop. So I guess we're just going to have to find out.
We will have to wait and see. So, Waffles, if you're out there, and I know you're watching, mate, hopefully we've done our best to answer your query today. Please hold the line for a short survey. Press 1 to 10, 1 being the least satisfied with that answer, and 10 just we're fucking awesome. As we take a look inside the car now, Mighty Murph. Boy, our swearing has ramped up over the last couple of weeks, but I could put it down to this cough medicine that I'm on, Rob. And I'm not joking, I actually am on real cough medicine because I can't afford alcohol off pay week this week.
It's alright, mate. I'm having a couple of Fosters in your memory, in your device. I mean, your memory. We quite miss your sultry tones. It's going to be we're going to miss Trev for a very long time.
Yes, I'm not quite dead yet, but I did feel that way this morning when I wasn't too sure whether I could make the stream tonight. But here I go again, Kid Byers waffling on. And I know what you're thinking at home. He does this each and every week. What about the racing? With 49 minutes to go, lap 8 of this race. And Mighty Murph, oh, he's edging very close. He's getting very close to Cartu coming down the back straight of this circuit. And last lap, he was the quickest on the track, Rob. So Mighty Murph, he just does this every week. We don't see his name up there in lights too much in qualifying, but a bit like Greg Murphy, very good when it comes to race time.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job, and I've got to say, he has really drastically improved his qualifying performance. You can see there, Cardude's really battling that car now. It's just stepping out sideways. He's really close to the wall just after the first sector coming around that left-hander. So I think Cardude's really struggling with his car setup at the moment, but Mighty Murph's just mighty impressive, and you can see how much quicker that car is actually. And you can just see how much more stable it is too compared to Cardude. So Cardude's going to be thinking, do I let him pass? Do I make him sit behind me for a bit? But you know, Mighty Murph, this is gonna. He's a couple of points in front of Truss at the moment as positions stand. Of course, I do hope he gets past Cardude. But yeah, this is going to make for a very interesting part to the championship, because Truss, he'll either be losing some points or a lot of points at the end of this race. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the end of this season.
Yes, so am I, and I'll be looking forward to the end of tonight actually, but no, just joking. It's been a very good race, that's for sure, up until this point, but the field's spreading out a little bit tonight, but well, we haven't had any need to flick over to the cricket scores at all tonight, which is what we were doing last week, but who knows, I'm not sure who's playing tonight, but it's probably rained out. We've lost 2 or 3 games due to the rain. But here we go, Mighty Murph then across the line, a 1:19.5 on that last lap, so he's sticking with Jason and Cardude up ahead, who have had almost identical times that last time around, so he's dropped a little bit further back from Cardude, but not by much. And, well, given that we're in the great state of California and our famous one-liners, Rob, what happens when the smog lifts over Los Angeles? UCLA.
Love it.
That's just some of our best work, but don't worry, it gets funnier than that as Mighty Murph. Who is he going to have a go down there? Oh, geez, I can sneak down the inside. Oh, no, I sound a bit... Geez, I sound funny, don't I, with that voice and with the Kiwi accent. But Mighty Murph, ever so close. He is keeping Cardude very honest, and he couldn't get it done last lap. Can he get it done this time, Rob?
Yeah, I reckon he could probably do it this time. He's really having a look. Is he just going to tuck behind Card Dude now? Yeah, he's just tucking behind Card Dude, but he's certainly got the car pace, and Cardy knows that now. So I don't think Card Dude will fight him too much, because it's just going to lose Cardy time. It's going to lose Mighty Murph time, and Mighty Murph has a championship to think about pretty early on, to be honest. But he's thinking about this championship more than individual race wins, and actually I feel like that. I think we might be seeing a Keke Rosberg unfolding before our eyes, Trev. I think he's just going for good positions and maybe the occasional win, but I reckon he might be winning this just on pure consistency.
Yes, Keke Rosberg, the 82 world champion, of course, in F1. And I think he scored one win for that season. Don't ask me where that was, but yeah, the 1982 world champion is Mighty Murph. He gets himself set up for a move down the back straight, but he can't quite manage to get it done. But meanwhile, at the front now, Hayne 5 seconds ahead, up into the 1:18, so he has ramped the pace up. And, well, just looking down the field, we'll stick with this for the time being, as Mighty Murph gets a pretty good exit out of that corner, but so did Cart Dude. And can he just slot in behind him here? I always get nervous when a Kiwi and a Taswegian slot in behind each other. But nothing sus here. Oh, very close.
You can see the Kiwi just attacking the Taswegian there. It's almost. I feel like the Cardis are Marcus Ambrose at this point, and don't ask me how I feel about the Bathurst crash, because I'm still pissed off. 2005,
I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, I can see you've moved on in the last 14 years, Rob. But here comes Mighty Murph now. Is he going to have a look down the inside? He pulls out from the slipstream. Cart Dude stays on the outside. Murph just not doing the Rob Dog kind of move there. He didn't sign, seal or send that at all, Rob.
No, I mean, you got to be the best to do that sort of move, but not when you're drunk, of course, as you found out, True.
Yes, geez, I've missed a few comments here as well, but anyway, while I've been waffling on, it is Waffles. No, Waffle, we answered that question, didn't we? That's right. He was. Anything else we could help you with today? No, thank you. But Sprint Cars 6 has given us the race results, and it is Tooley who won the race from pole position ahead of Wolf in second and Compact. So 3 drivers, and it was just Compact and Wolf who swapped places after qualifying. And that is the results for Tier 2. So thank you to Sprint Cars 6 for sending those results. I couldn't have got through the rest of the day without knowing that, but thank you each and every week. He does the business, as we still see Mighty Murph trying to outfox Cart Dude, and Cart Dude made a mistake and struck the wall down the outside, and now is his opportunity, Rob. Take it away while I lose my voice.
Yeah, he's got a good run here on the inside. Cart Dude can't really do much about it, but we'll have the optimal line coming into the Lex corner, but you can see their Cart Dude slotting in behind him and just letting him have it. So easy as for a Cart Dude and easy as for Mighty Murph. Now Mighty Murph can get on going and set some quick laps, because he was certainly down on the timesheets when he was sitting behind Cart Dude.
He is through. That's right, Waffles. He licked that stamp and sent it already. Jesus Christ, how good is this? All right, 43.
Oh my God, Trev, you sound awful.
43 minutes to go, and I'm going to get through them. 13 laps gone, and well, this battle's still continuing, and I'm going to continue, Rob. But looking down the field, there doesn't appear to be too many battles going on, many close battles here tonight.
No, not very many close battles happening tonight, but I can tell you that Keke Rosberg won the Swiss Grand Prix in 1982, the second last Grand Prix of that season. It's very interesting having a look at those quick results, because that was when Alain Prost was driving a Renault, the first of the turbo cars, and many wins early on, but then it went to McLaren, and somehow the Williams team ended up walking away with a championship with a car that was like 2 or 3 years old. So there you go for the Williams fans out there. Not much to celebrate at the moment, unfortunately. I'm a Williams fan as well, but Mighty Murph certainly making the pace at the moment, and I think we might have to start commentating the cricket soon, Trev, because there's not much happening on circuit, mate.
Well, we've got a few questions there who stressed budget racing. who he says Hayne 94 is in the 18s. I think we made mention of that. Thank you for that. We still don't know whether you are actually Hayne's father. Hayne, I am your father.
Well, that's all right, Trev. Hayne calls me daddy too.
Right to be daddy, right to be daddy. Okay, it's Sprint Car 6.
Oh, God, we're going to be killed. We're going to be killed.
Saying, how much fuel does Hayne have? Well, that's a very good question. We might flick to Hayne out the front now. 73.8. Is that litres, Rob? So
yeah, that's litres.
Yep.
So he's actually carrying a little bit more than Jason. In fact, I do believe that Hayne's carrying about 10 more litres than Wilco. So that's a couple more kilos than everybody else is running, and he's certainly putting in the lap time. In fact, Mighty Murph got past Cardi, and now he's just nowhere in terms of pace. So this is looks like it might be very wrapped up pretty early, I'll be honest. Hayne just comfortably controlling the race out at first. Wilco's fucking nowhere, to be honest. Mighty Murph got past Cart Dude, and Cart Dude just let him have it. And I've got to say, Trev, Wilco wanted us to stream this race because he's really confident of a win, and he's doing fuck all.
He's given us absolutely nothing. As stressed budget racing, he says, yes, I am his dad. I am dad. Well, that's interesting. So I'm guessing Hayne 1994. I'm guessing that's his birth year. So I'm guessing he's around 24 or 25. So we might be talking to a 50-year-old, I reckon, or maybe older there, Rob. So that's just creeping me out. But 40 minutes to go in this race here tonight, as I load up the Fox Cricket channel on one screen. I can tell you, more interesting, something that is more interesting than the cricket, as all Big Dick Jono just having contact with the wall, with the wall there on the outside of that corner. I can tell you, Rob, that it's the Adelaide Crows 25 leading Richmond 21 with 7.5 minutes to go in the second term at the Adelaide Oval. So the Crows just keeping their nose in front there, ball inside the 50. Dusty getting the quick kick off the deck, no mark taken. But we might leave that for now, as Dusty, all right at centre-half back, in the true centre-half back position, goes with a quick kick off the boot.
Oh, big crash!
And there's a big crash. Sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong screen there, Rob. Take it away.
I was going to say, Big Dick Jono got in the back of V8 Man. I don't think V8 Man is appreciating having a big dick behind him, but it's weird to see these two laundering around the back of the field, to be honest. We're so used to V8 Man. He's usually quite competitive in the GT3s, and Big Dick Jono is just nowhere at the moment. So I don't know what's happening with these two. Of course, Big Dick Jono's changed to a new wheel, and as he's changed to a new wheel, he's shafted his own teammate. So how are these dick jokes coming along? And Big Dick Jono's put it in a wall!
Well, he might have won 4 out of 5 races here, or he's won every race here, I think. 4 out of 5 pole positions as well, but he's not going to... he might not even score points tonight. And I can tell you, I do apologise, I just got a little bit excited there. I did begin calling football in a previous life many, many years ago. As we take a look at Fubbles there in P7, and pretty close to Righty there, P6 and P7. I can update you on the cricket. Play has been delayed due to bad weather.
Righty's gone into a fence.
And Righty, every time I look at the other screen, Rob, something happens in this race. So that might be the trick, I reckon.
That might be the trick. I was going to say Fubbles, Ford 50. Oh, delicious.
Oh, yes, we might just leave the Fubbles stuff alone, because it can get fairly interesting, that's for sure. But Fubbles up in P6, so he is going like crazy. I bet you those little hands are very, very sweaty on that pad of his. As Waffles wants to know, is it accelerated tyre wear? Good question. I'm not sure, Rob. Is it accelerated tyre wear or just regular?
Oh, I mean, I've got a better question. Do you think that Fubbles has massive hands, or do you think he has tiny hands?
I don't know. We've got to let him know that the PlayStation, what is it, Days of Play sale, we've got controllers on sale for about 50% off, so get into it. All colours. Sounds a bit like the Stephen King movie It. We got balloons, all colours, Georgie. So, that's...
Georgie.
Do you want a balloon? Oh, anyway, enough about
You
that.
want to play a game, Georgie? Come down here, Georgie.
We've got rides and cotton candy. Let's next
Oh,
with...
I got some of that THC candy, mate. Beautiful.
Yes, you saw my tags, mate. Fantastic stuff. 36 minutes to go in this race. And the good thing that I love when I tag you in something on Facebook, Rob, you actually respond to it, not like the missus who just gives it the stock standard like and no comment.
Oh, women are assholes. I'm not saying that your missus is an asshole. I'm pretty sure she is an asshole, but she's not an asshole. That's, yep.
Yep, I don't think she's watching the stream tonight, but anyway, that could be interesting. But as
deleted.
Go back as Waffles says. Yep. We press. What do we press a button here? We go back. Anyway, Waffles and Bits. This is live, of course. And what on earth is happening out the front? There's gaps galore. As Haynes still leading on lap 19 ahead of Wilco, who, geez, he was all talk, wasn't he, pre-race, but he hasn't been able to back it up. He is 8 and a bit seconds off of Haynes, 8.1 seconds off. Mighty Murph further behind him. And then it's this man, the man with incredibly big hands or incredibly small hands, we don't know.
What if he has one incredibly big hand and one incredibly small hand?
I'm surprised that we've got 12 people watching too. That is unbelievable considering the sort of shit we go on with here. But as Rob's decided to chime in, and 2 out of 13, 15 started the race, and now 13 are still running. So fantastic down to Aussie. We haven't forgotten about you down there in P13. Aussie.
Oi. How is your missus not beating you right now?
I don't know. It's this house is big enough. I don't think she heard any of that. How's Cart Dude going? Well, it's a good question. Sprint Cars 6.
He's going good.
He's going pretty
doing
good.
Fantastic. He's very well, thank you.
He's setting the. He's just setting the world on fire there, isn't he? In 4th place, he's 3 seconds off Mighty Murph, and about 8 seconds ahead of Truss, who is in no man's land there. In P5 after starting on the front row of the grid, couldn't manage to maintain things, and boy, I'm going to be sore tomorrow as Fubbles now, who's right, is he, no, he's not behind Truss, or am I seeing things? It's Hooker, is it? Our man Hooker, who's in P6 and 7 at the moment.
Hooker's right on the back of Fubbles. I think Fubbles, that would be a good time for Fubbles. Hooker on the back of Fubbles, but depends if it's a male or female Hooker. Oh, Hooker's in the back!
LJ Hooker, you're the best. Thanks, Mr. Hooker. So here comes Hooker. Here comes Hooker now. It's LJ Hooker. Is he going to get a run on Fubbles? The man with extremely small, sweaty hands. He looks down the inside. Not going to get through there, son.
Oh, Hooker's on the inside. He's on the inside. Hooker got through. Very good. Good job there.
And he's got through. Thanks, Mr. Hooker. But now Fubbles is
Fubbles
coming back.
The inside of a hooker. That's the first time anybody said that.
Oh yes. So Fubbles, it was inside a hooker there for a slight time in history.
I remember my first time.
Yes. Who could forget? Anyway, it took me long enough. But Fubbles now is coming around the back part of this circuit. He's after his hooker, who pulled a little number on him into turn 1. Stick with us as we go on to Seaside Way. 33 minutes remaining in this race.
My God, Fubbles is on the inside of the hooker again, and I did see Fubbles actually going through the first sector there, and he actually tapped the hooker on the inside. So Hooker's actually, Fubbles is throwing his weight around a hooker. So but Fubbles is doing a really good job at the moment to keep up with the hooker.
So here he comes, Fubbles, with 57.9. Make that 0.8 litres of fuel on board tonight. He's going all the way through to the end as, Hayne there with a lap time nearly 2 seconds slower than Jason and Mighty Murph and Cart Dude in the 19th. So that gap has dropped by 2 seconds. So we'll keep an eye on that while we desperately wait for some more action in this battle between LJ Hooker and Fubbles. And Fubbles almost getting into the bush there as he chases this LJ Hooker down, but I reckon Hooker's got him there, Rob. I can't see little Mr. Sweaty Hands getting back at him at this stage, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a big question, and I've got to say maybe we need to change Hooker's name to something more appropriate like Cheryl, because I feel like Cheryl is a hooker name.
It certainly could be changed.
Go Shazza.
Go Shazza.
Shaz.
Oh, fucking hell, Shazza, like, you know what I mean, like, fucking hell. Anyway, so Waffles there, not sure where I was going with that, but half an hour left in this race, and Waffles saying Hayne had a bit of lapped traffic, and Stress Budget Racing chiming in and saying maybe Fubbles has a little wheel to go with those little sweaty hands. Well, I can tell you that he's on the controller. He is on the pad, bashing R2 and L2 and working his dual shock sticks harder than you can throw a stick at. As here we go, Fubbles. He's just too far back to have a go at him there, Rob, and he's not going to get through.
Yeah, no, Fubbles is really working his little stick overtime here. And you can see he's on the outside of a hooker this time. Not exactly the most experienced man, Fubbles, but he's certainly giving it a red-hot go. Nice little white hooker in front of Fubbles, actually. Fubbles being in the sort of the Mandingo livery car, so this could be a very interesting version of something off of a favourite type of hub that I usually Google of the night time.
Yes, no doubt about that. I can see you watch plenty of those movies, but nothing wrong with that. As, like I said, we'll get back to those footy scores, but this battle is very intense, if we may be serious, for just a short time, because Fubbles is looking the goods at the moment as Womp is into the pits from P11. So we've got some pit stop action here tonight. I think that might be the first driver into the pits, although I could be wrong. But this is the closest battle out on track at the minute, and it's going to be interesting to see where Fubbles can get by. But, I tell you what, is he coming into the pits there, Hooker? No, I think he might have just been flirting with the pit lane. But looks as though he's trying to break the toe there, Rob, heading down into turn one.
Yeah, he's trying to break the toe there, and you can see that hooker's all white there. So a lot of white powder that hooker's been around. And I guess from a few seasons ago, you did mention a little bit of a joke about a couple of blokes around a table full of white powder. What could go wrong? There you go. There's some SRL trivia for you. Go find that one. And you can see hookers in the wall. Fubbles on the inside of a hooker. Fubbles just getting around the corner. I'm just enjoying this at the moment. A hook's going to kill me after this stream, I can assure you. But hooker just getting a job done. And now Fubbles on the inside. Fubbles trying to beat up the hooker. But the hooker ran away and took the money, mate.
He certainly did. She took the money and ran. Thanks, Mr. Hooker. So Fubbles left high and dry just with his pad and a lot of sweaty hands. And he is further back. Well, I tell you what, I don't know how to feel about that.
At least he got the inside. At least he got down to the inside of a hooker.
He got down the inside, but boy, has he paid for it, because he's dropped back by a few seconds. And at the moment, he is looking a sure thing for just keep it together, Rob. How well are we travelling here tonight? But Fubbles now in P7, LJ Hooker, who's he's gonna have a lonely final 28 minutes. As Truss there is, well, he's 20 odd seconds off of Truss. There's the comments coming in there. DJ Wolf / digital something or other says, come on Truss. And he's just said that we need a bit of a timeout, Rob. And
I don't disagree. I think Wolfie's right. Wolfie was racing last week. In fact, we gave him the what was it? What did we give him last week? The most popular or something, or the best drive last week?
I think it was the most entertaining drive. He was the only one. I think he was the only one giving us something last week. As we take a look at Broomy now, as he is in the same livery as Hayne, isn't he? It's probably about the closest he's going to get to Hayne on this game. But Broomy, though, all jokes aside, they're P10. And boy, I think he swept into the top 10 last week. So another good race, solid race for Broomy this week, Rob.
Yeah, solid race, any points, good points. And I guess like any good air crash investigations episode where you see people actually surviving, the pilots always say any landing is a good landing.
Yes. So don't forget to keep your driver of the day. We're going to vote for driver of the day now. Something we've blatantly ripped off the Formula One Liberty Media fraternity But I think that's off one of the was it one of the Madagascar movies, where I think might have been the Penguins, Rob, where he says how many missing, and he says 6, and he says that's a number I can live with, something like that. But any landing you can walk away from is a good one. I think that's from that movie. But anyway, I digress, because Fubbles now, he's caught right back up to this hooker, and I think he wants his money back, Rob. He is not done with LJ Hooker just yet.
Yeah, no, that Fubbles is certainly steering after that hooker now. That hooker's not getting away. Fubbles wants his money back, and of course he's got some very, very sweaty little fists, and he wants to beat that hooker up.
He
God, I play
does.
too much Grand Theft Auto.
He certainly does. Oh, I'm not sure whether you're old enough to remember Grand Theft Auto 3, but there was a mission. I think
yes.
Is it? Hi, I'm Misty. Anyway,
I was 5 when I played that.
Yes. Anyway, who could forget picking up Misty as one of the first missions? But Fubbles, with his little furious little Mr. Sweaty Fists, is going side by side. He is inside this hooker like you wouldn't believe, with his little sweaty palms going hammer and tongs. Oh boy, this is spicier than the number 15 Thai green chicken noodles and curry. I thought I was too sick for this, Rob, but boy, being on Panadol and different half a dozen other things, this is getting exciting here, and he's back through at the moment, and he's left that hooker high and dry.
Yes, he took that money away from the hooker and said, get the F away from me, you effing ass. And Fubbles is on his way now with his little greasy paws greased up with a little bit of cash, so that hooker has been left for dead. I hate us.
So I just clear my nose there. Sorry, I had the microphone muted for a slight length of time, but he is through, Fubbles, and this is the most entertaining battle on the track. If you're just joining us, we've been making up hooker jokes for about 20 odd minutes now, and there still is another 20 minutes left in this race as the sun sets here in the grand state of California. It's fantastic, you son of a bitch, you know. Anyway, that's a really bad Arnie impression. But as DJ Wolf, as the Wolf of Wall Street says, the lawyers for GTA and Liberty Media will be calling out for you. Oh, there's no doubt about that. Maybe throw in YouTube as well. I think they're all going to be chasing us after this one tonight. And if you're getting tired of it, well, don't despair, because for some reason, Rob, it just gets funnier, doesn't it, our jokes? If you're sitting where we are, and if you've got the headset on in the commentary box like what we do at the moment, it just gets funnier and funnier, our jokes. At least that's how it seems to me.
Oh yeah, it certainly gets funnier and funnier. I mean, when the gap is wide and there's a hooker involved, you can tell there's always going to be some good fun between me and Trev, but as long as the balls don't touch, nothing homosexual about that, although we are racing in California, so I could be shouted at by a very ugly woman on the street.
Yes, as it seems that Mitchell Stark has cleaned up Muhammad Amir, has he? Oh no, that's the game from 2 days ago. That's right. There's a rain. I thought I'd seen that before. There's a rain delay, of course, in the cricket. We'll get back to the Adelaide Crows very shortly. I think it might be half time there, as I'm clicking away like crazy. But what's Mighty Murph up to at the moment? But I'll tell you what he's up to. He's slotted in to third there, 3 seconds behind Jason in P2, and he's thinking about that championship, isn't he? And if I had the points, I could tell you how close the championship race is. I can tell you, though, that Richmond lead Adelaide by 11 points at half-time at the Adelaide Oval, Thursday night football style. But we'll stick with this race. And I reckon Mighty Murph, he's my favourite for the championship, Rob. I'm not a betting man, but we might have to open some betting markets up to make it more interesting towards the end of this season.
Yeah, we could maybe start a betting company, RobBet. We could call it Kid Dog betting agency, and all the money comes towards us. And even if you do win, you don't get paid out, just like Sportsbet.
Yes, that's right. Always read the fine print. As Waffles has come in with some groundbreaking news saying that Big Dick is struggling and having issues with the walls. And he's been slapping that Dick up against the walls. He hasn't had a good race tonight, Big Dick Jono. He's hanging in there. Yeah, all right. I know what you're about to say.
He's literally hanging in there.
He's hanging in there. He's hanging in there low and lazy. But Big Dick Jono has had some serious wheel issues. And has he lost the wing on the back there, Rob? Am I seeing things, or has he got some damage? No, I beg your pardon.
That's the best that car's ever looked.
That's looking very nice under the California lights. But Big Dick Jono, he's in no man's land there on the eastern front, isn't he? He's a good way behind Broomy, who's swept up to P9, and Aussie's well, he's a full minute behind Big Dick Jono, as we just see some sparks fly as soon as we say about how pristine the car looked. But well, I'm not too sure what Big Dick Jono can do here for the next 20 minutes, Rob. He's in P10, and the man who's won several races around this track could be on to get lapped tonight.
Yeah, no, Big Dick Jono's just slapped a few walls about, and now he's got a flap that's falling off. So, yeah, he just doesn't look like he's having a great time. I guess Big Dick Jono's too small for this small alleyway of a circuit.
Yes, it's not looking good for BDJ. And who's that up behind him? Is that... No, that's not Haynes. Someone's behind him there. I don't think that might...
That's Mighty Murph, I reckon.
It's Mighty Murph, but boy...
No.
No, is it?
I'm a liar. No, don't fucking listen to me.
No. Okay, so with 20 minutes to go, then we thought that was Mighty Murph, but it is the same livery. So we'll wait and see, but could have been someone coming up to lap Big Dick Jono. And in fact, they are through at the moment. I've got no idea who that is, but it's not important. But Big Dick Jono, let's have a look at the drivers through the order here tonight. And there's some big gaps. As we'll check out our leader once the camera focuses. And Jason is matching him, but that gap's still 10 seconds. So Jason has plenty to do if we're going to see something remotely exciting in the final 20 minutes, Rob.
Yeah, Jason certainly needs to pull a finger out of his colon area, out of his log chopper, if you will. And somebody's around in the background there. It'll be interesting to find out as they reset to the edge of the circuit. But Wilco needs to really pull something out of the bag here, because he did say that he was going to pull it off, and he got us to a stream tonight, and he's nowhere. So I think we might have to send some people to his house. I've got some connections to the Hells Angels. Maybe I wish Chopper was still alive. That would scare the fuck out of Jason. But yeah, he's just really got to pull something out of the bag, because actually Mighty Murph is about half a second quicker than he is on the last lap. So hopefully old Greg Murphy back there can pull some magic out, and we can have some sparks fly on the circuit.
Well, I hate to do this, but I've got 35 genuinely funny one-liners. And I've got to say, the other day my wife asked me to pass her the lipstick, but I accidentally passed her a glue stick, and she still isn't talking to me. So that is that's just it's a bit like the guy with the rubber toe. Or what do you call a guy with a rubber toe? Roberto, yeah. So, moving on with 18 and a half minutes. What's Mighty Murph up to? Well, still lapping slower than Hayne. And but still, Jason's not home here in P2, is he? You can see there that gap is, just over a second, Rob. So I've got to say that Mighty Murph, if nothing else, he's keeping Jason honest for P2.
Yeah, he's certainly keeping Wilco honest, and actually, you know, there's not that big gap between them at the moment, so this will probably close up in the, hopefully within the next couple of minutes, and it can give us a nice little send-off to the race. But there was a bloke and his missus laying in bed one night, and the missus rolled over to the bloke and asked the bloke, "Do I make you happy?" And the bloke goes, "Yeah, I love that thing you do with your mouth." And the missus goes, "Oh, what do you mean, what do I do with my mouth?" And he goes, "Shut the fuck up."
Yes. Oh, yes. How good is that? I don't think I can top that. Give that man the $10,000. This is so funny. 17 minutes to go in this race. Thank Christ for that. As the sun begins to set here at Long Beach in California. And where is Broomy? He's in P9. And is he coming up to... Is that V8 man who's got a penalty? But Broomy there not doing anything stupid. But that, well, that's fairly close. I think that might be the closest battle on track apart from Mighty Murph and Jace. But Broomy on for a good score here tonight. V8 man. Obviously, Grace hasn't been feeding him his adequate nutrients because he is in P8. But down the inside, Broomy. Or is that in the inside of Jono? I'm not sure what's happening at the moment, but well, Broomy's got that move done and he's up to P8.
Yes, he is up to P8, so he's certainly got the moving and shaking on it. As you can see there, V8 man has a bit of front damage on the front of his car there, and I wonder if that's contact with his teammate earlier on. You can see Oz now wants to have a go at V8 man, so this could be very, very interesting to see where this actually this goes for Oz there. Aussie bro, of course, a regular top 10 finisher, usually inside the points, so a few more won't hurt him in this stage of the race, but you can see V8 man's really battling some damage with his car at the moment, but Broomy certainly swept the competition away there.
He certainly is. Broomy sweeping through up into P8, so a good result for him. As I've been neglecting to read these comments, as Waffle saying Broomy and V8, yep, we are right across it. And Wolf of Wall Street saying Aussie bro for the top 10. And I reckon if he could pull over, have a coffee, have a sandwich, and maybe a slice and a cup of a coffee as well. Because he's a long way ahead of Womp there in P11, so he could just stroll into P10, so that's a pretty safe bet. And we might have to just open up the markets, I reckon, Rob, as Aussie then. So Wolfie, if you want to get on Aussie for a points finish, he's coming into $1.36 now, and I think they're pretty good odds, don't you, Rob?
Yeah, they're pretty good odds. I'd say we might have to lower that at the moment, though, Trev, because he is actually within the points. That's right,
of course. We don't want to be...
hell. You're setting this company under already.
Yes. Oh, dearie me. So less than 15 minutes to go in this race. Boy, haven't we had some fun. And, geez, I reckon Mighty Murph and Jace there, that's going to get interesting. Because that, Mighty Murph, they're just lapping identical times almost that last time around. And Wolfie saying, I've been on Aussie before and it wasn't that good. Oh dear. All right, we're moving right along as we see then lap 35 of Haynes' race. And indeed, lap 35 of this race. He's out the front. I'm surprised he hasn't lost the will to live. A bit like I have. But anyway, as Big Shep's joined us. Old Johnny come lately, Shep. Thank God you're here. With 13 minutes remaining in this race, he says, my mate's wife is not talking to him, so he tightened up all the lids on the jars in the pantry. You might have to help me out there, Rob. I think I've butchered that one. I've made a meal of that joke. But as Waffle says, room for improvement then, Wolf. But Big Shep, who he likes to come in, doesn't he, with about 15 minutes to go each and every week. It's great to have your company. And Big Shep has joined the party with 13 and a half minutes to go in this race. And we might check out that as we take a look at Broomy. And what's LJ Hooker up to? Oh, this is very spicy, Rob, here.
Yeah, very spicy. And actually, I jumped to Hooker at the moment because I think Shep might be interested in his own Hooker. This one's very nice, very young. It's got a couple of battle scars, but certainly tight all round.
Yes, they don't think about that, do they? These boys when they pick their new PSN names. But as Wolfie says, for him, not me. I was awesome on top. Oh, gee, how low can we go? As LJ Hooker now up to P7, and boy, those palms are sweaty. And that's another Eminem song, which you'll know better than me, Rob. But, well, thank you for that, Shep.
I'm spaghetti. There's vomit on his sweater already.
Mum spaghetti, that's the one. How good is that? As LJ Hooker, he is coming back. He wants his money back. as the man with extremely sweaty palms at the moment, and they're not getting any less sweaty, I'm sure, on that controller, Rob, because he's right up his ginger at the moment, looking to make a move into turn 1.
Yes, right on his ginger, and you can see just Bubbles is making some really defensive moves there on the outside, but Hooker is really chasing him. The Hooker's on the inside of Bubbles now. Bubbles not having any of that, and as you can see there, Bubbles is in a world of hurt, having Hooker up his around the well, he was certainly up his backside, and now went around him, and now the Hooker's taken off and has greased its own palms there.
I think there's a term for that, but we won't trouble everybody with it, but he will be sad and sore and sorry for himself, will our little Fubbles man, as he tries to go down the inside to get his money back, but he's not going to get through there at the moment. And boy, did LJ Hooker make Fubbles his bitch going into those corners. But this has been probably the most exciting battle of the race tonight, Rob. I reckon as it's been a pretty quiet one, but this battle between Hooker and Fubbles, and wow, Mighty Murph and Jace getting awfully close up the front there as well, with less than 11 minutes to go in this race. And I reckon Hayne has eased off at the front, Rob. He's lapping 2 or 3 seconds off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, he's certainly off the pace now, but you know, Hayne can afford to do that now. But certainly that's when mistakes can actually set in. So Hayne, I think Hayne knows what he's doing, but hopefully nothing too drastic happens. Otherwise, he might spin, get behind Jason, and then won't send it for the next fucking 10 minutes. But hopefully that doesn't happen at all. But we're certainly enjoying this Hooker running away from Bubbles, and I wonder, Trev, do you think that Bubbles has small enough hands to give himself a colonoscopy that doesn't hurt?
Well, I'd be a very brave man to say yes to that. But, well, with 10 minutes to go, Jesus, where did that come from? Anyway, with 10 minutes to go in this race, my voice box is starting to go. And, well, speaking of Red Raw with Bubbles, my throat is also the same. But look at this. Have a look at this. The man who was talking himself up. Oh, he's hit the wall. And now Murph could have a run on him down the back straight, Seaside Way. It's going wayward for Jace. Can Murph get through here? No, he can't. And all the while, that's you might have to take this one, Rob. But boy, this is mighty, mighty close from Mighty, Mighty Murph in the last few minutes.
Oh, mighty, mighty close for Mighty, Mighty Murph. I love that segue. And Mighty Murph getting up the backside of Wilco there. Wilco certainly driving really well defensively at the moment, but Mighty Murph definitely has the pace on Wilco. As you can see, there's 5 tenths between their last lap times. I think Mighty Murph actually got held up a little bit there from Wilco in that last corner. As you can see, the odd hit up to Keister, but Mighty Murph looking very, very comfortable at the moment. Wilco just getting a little bit wide, not exactly on the apex where you want to be around that roundabout. Having a good look. He's having a really good look. Wilco, though, had a really good drive out of his last few corners. Not that one particularly, but the very slow corners. He gets very good drive out of there. Wilco just slowing down, really defensive into there. Didn't have to do much, just sat on the racing line, and Murph didn't have anywhere to go. Murph having a quick little squeeze down the inside. There's one for you, Trevor, but you haven't heard that one for a long time. A quick little squeeze. And Wilco moving all over the circuit. Murph, you can see Wilco flashing the lights, saying, get the fuck out of my way, everybody else, I want to get past. And Murph just still having a little look here and there, just looking, probing for weakness. Murph now really on the backside now, so I think Wilco is getting a little bit of pressure from behind, and certainly I think he's feeling, you can see there, get the fuck out of my way, he's flashing those lights. You can see all that lap traffic in front of him, so that could play a part here, and hopefully Murph is probably thinking, yes, sit there and make his life as miserable as you can do it, because hopefully he'll put it into a wall. But Wilco certainly he's getting right at the ginger of the lap traffic now. This is not where Wilco wants to be, and you can see he's certainly losing time now.
Not
Mighty Murph. Now you can see the lap traffic getting out of the way. That's good driving there, considering they had a bit of car damage. Now Wilco really defensive now, right on the driving line, which is really good actually. He doesn't have to move out around too much to be defensive, but Mighty Murph, you can just see how much pace he has now onto Wilco, and Wilco just having a look, flashing those lights again. Get the fuck out of my way about Mighty Murph. Having a little long, you can say, a little bit of front scumming from Murph there. Just having a couple little stabs at the steering wheel just to get that car turned around. And Wilco, just, I think he's got a little bit more pace in the straights there, but Mighty Murph right on the clacker of Wilco. Wilco a little bit more defensive, a little bit wider line. Just keeping Mighty Murph at bay. Mighty Murph right on the keys now, looking for that good bit of drive. You can see the lap traffic there getting out of the way for these two, so it's going to be a clean fight from here on in.
Yes, fantastic stuff. 6.5 minutes to go. You can feel the tension. Great call, Rob. You can feel the drama here. Just 6.5 minutes left. And Mighty Murph not giving an inch to Jason at the moment. And Wilco, he'll be realising just how nervous those sheep feel with a Kiwi this close to his backside, I reckon, because we are in for a rip-snorting contest. It's going to get spicy, to quote Maverick Spicy Boy Roberto, because with 41 laps gone in this race, it might not be the battle for the win that we were hoping for. But Jason will be very, very nervous. In fact, like we always say, it's much harder to lead, chase than to lead. And boy, I've really stuffed that one up, but you get what I'm trying to say, Rob, as Mighty Murph here riding inside the cockpit there as Waffles feeling the need to let us know how many drivers have retired from this race. Thank you for that. He says 4 down, 11 to go, but I reckon there's only a few more laps to go as well here. 5 minutes to go. So what would you say, Rob? 2 or 3 more laps, and Jason, look at the pressure is intense. Can Wilco hold off Mighty Murph in the final stages of this race?
Wilco's going to have a really tough ask in front of him now, Trev. You can see that Mighty Murph is not making it easy for Wilco, and certainly it's a lot harder to be chased than be the chaser. I mean, the chaser has a little bit of pressure, but the guy in front has to make sure he doesn't lose his position. You can see that Wilco's just, I wouldn't say he's making tiny mistakes. You can see right in the keys to Wilco there. I think that might have been a little bit of a push and shove there. But right on the garden bed, so the California City Council will be having to do a little bit of replacing there. Maybe they might put some hemp plants there instead. You can see Mighty Murph getting a really good exit out of that corner. Wilco just keeping to the racing line, not having to do too much moving about in this part of the sector. But when we get to that last part of the sector, you can see that Wilco will be doing a lot more moving about. As you can see down here, Wilco will probably move to the right-hand side of the road. You can see just a little bit, not too much. Mighty Murph pulls in behind him, and Mighty Murph is just going to have to make a decision soon if he's going to win it or bin it. Of course, he's not going for the race win, but certainly I want him to just set it down the fucking inside. Wilco just looking pretty comfortable now. I think he's just getting used to the rhythm. He knows where Mighty Murph is weakest. Mighty Murph making a little mistake into that corner. You can see him getting locked up on the rears, and just a little tap to Wilco, and just setting it almost into the fence. But you know what? He's still got the pace, and now he's just going to do that awful job of catching back up with a couple of minutes left.
Yes, you could see there a slight mistake from Mighty Murph, just giving Jason some breathing room with 3.5 minutes left in this race. It is tense, isn't it? And I've got to say that's just, it could have given Jace that gap now, just a bit over a second. You can see it there, though. It's still not much. And Mighty Murph will there's still plenty of time, isn't there, Rob, for Mighty Murph to hunt Jason down here and have another crack at him here. But, well, we had a look at the battle between LJ, Hooker and Fubbles, but I think, Rob, it says in our contract, if Jason is in the top 3 and in a tight battle, we've got to stick with that.
Bloody hell, I hate that contract. I think it also says in the fine print that we have to do something fellatio, but I think we can let that part of the contract slide. But Mighty Murph really needs to get a wiggle on now, because he is certainly missing out on some good points.
Yes, Mighty Murph, of course, not the race win that he was probably after here tonight, but a podium finish the next best thing. But there's a big difference between points, of course. This man is going for a Drivers' Championship. Probably be the first time any New Zealanders won the SRL Championship. Indeed, the first time that a Kiwi has won anything of real importance. Because, of course, the Aussies are sort of far superior than the Kiwis, but that's an argument for another day, a debate for another time, I would think, because I've still got to talk to him, or we still have to talk to him in the post-race press conference. As Waffle says, as it is, the points are going down to Bathurst. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tighter than tight as you can get there, Rob, as Mighty Murph now flashing the lights, doing everything he can to try and distract Wilco, but he is holding strong there in second.
Yeah, certainly holding strong, as tight as a nice little white hooker down in seventh. But actually, Mighty Murph's really made some ground up on that lap. You can see he's right back on the keister of Wilco now. And you can see he's just moving about. This is really his last chance now. This lap or next lap, or it's nothing. And I've got to say that Mighty Murph really needs to think about setting it down the inside, because otherwise this race is good as done for him. And you can see right on the back of Wilco into the braking zone. You can see, though, that actually Mighty Murph is going so deep into that braking zone that Wilco is actually getting the benefit of the drive out of the corner there. So maybe Mighty Murph needs to, hopefully he recognises that and smartens up his braking into that corner so he can get a better exit out of that corner into this one here, because this is probably the best overtaking zone anywhere on this circuit. If you just set it on the inside, it's a lot more safer and certainly less room for contact truth.
So that is it then. This will be the last lap of the race. Haynes still 10 seconds out in the lead, but this is the battle that we all want to see. This will be the last lap of the race, of course, like I said. So this is the last chance with only a few corners and half a lap or so to go. Where is Mighty Murph going to have a go? Like you say, Rob, just send the fucking thing down the inside, for Christ's sake. As we come down to the back straight. Now they're side by side. Jason, he's going. Go, you good thing, down the inside. It's a drag race into the final part of the lap, and he's got it done. But Jason's he's not done with yet. He's going to go down the inside, is he? Oh, it's mighty, mighty close. It's so, so close. Look at this down the inside. No! There's contact. And Mighty Murph has come out of the last corner. He has survived. And, oh, my goodness. I don't want to be, I hope these boys are, geez, they talk about the Christmas card list, but coming across the line was, I'm guessing Hayne has won the race, but Mighty Murph, geez, that's going to be controversial after this race, Rob.
Yeah, there's going to be some questions asked there. Certainly I think Jason shouldn't have been on that side of the circuit. Really weird overtaking spot to be there, honestly, in that lane as well into the braking zone there. But you can see Murph turning in, so it could be a little bit of Prost, Senna Prost involved in that little incident review. And of course, we have to review the fucking thing, Trev, so that could be a lot of discussion involved there. But Cartu coming across the line for fourth. Good race from him, very quiet, and he's missing a wing, so yeah, I guess a lot of Tasmanians fly, Trev.
So Hayne taking the win there. Mighty Murph in second in rather controversial circumstances. And I'm hearing there's still one lap to go as Hayne crossed the line. So it's not over yet, but I reckon that battle. I think we've actually won this race, Waffles. We're ahead of the rest of the field. But well, very controversial circumstances there. But, well, it was that last corner, it was, as Martin Brundle would say, it was just a disappearing wedge that Wilco was driving into. And, well, is Jason a good thing for third place here? I think he is going to stay in third ahead of Cartoon as we see him come across the line. And I reckon that Shep saying that he agrees that we're going to have to review it over a few frothies, I reckon, Rob, because that is very controversial as Cart Dude coming home in fourth for probably one of the most uninteresting and unexciting fourth positions of his career, I'd have to say.
Yeah, certainly really uneventful for him. And I've got to say, you know what? Any position's a good position at the moment. Cart Dude certainly had a rough old race and a very lonely one. So any points are good points. But I guess that gap between Mighty Murph and Trust just closed, and now I think it might be in Mighty Murph's favour. I'm just going to have to do some quick tabulations in my mind's eye, and I can probably tell you that Mighty Murph, I think, is about 5 points ahead of Trust in the championship.
Well, that is very, very spicy indeed, as Righty says. A little bit naughty there from Murphy, reckoned, and going on to say that it was a Schumacher special. Hashtag get well, Michael, or whatever the hashtag is for that. But Hayne taking the win. Thanks for your comments, everybody. Mighty Murph in second place. And that's going to be awkward, isn't it, in the party chat afterwards. Wilco in
can't
third.
wait for this one.
I reckon we're going to see that little Cricket 19 tab on Wilco's PSN account pretty quick smart, because he's not going to be hanging around for dessert, that's for sure. Cardude in a boring fourth. Truss fading away like my future in fifth. Fubbles there with extremely sweaty hands. Keep fighting, Michael. Thank you, Righty, for that. Fubbles there, who's gone 12 rounds with LJ Hooker, and he will be very sweaty after going 12 rounds with Hooker. Broomy there, sweeping into 8th. Aussie Bro, we got the bets on. He did finish in the points. He picked up 2, in fact. And Andy in 10th. 11th for Womp. Big Dog, Big Dick, Big... Jono there in 12th, his worst performance around here, and Righty in 13th. My throat is absolutely fucked as Mighty Murph, our P2 man, joins the post-race press conference. Rob, take it away.
All right, we'll start off with Mighty Murph first, since he's, I guess, first within here. All of our first place winner came in here. Oh my God, I am retarded tonight. I don't think I can say that in the line, but here we are. Murph, that was a very interesting race for you. A little bit, you got a pretty good start, I'll be honest. Made up a couple of positions. But the big thing I want to hear about is that second last incident between you and Wilco. It seemed like you turned in there, but looked like Wilco was in the wrong spot at the wrong time. What happened there?
Oh, I think it was a bit of a one of those incidents at the end of the race where just the tires just fucked it too much. And I thought he was gonna hang around the outside, and he did. And I tried to get back, but by then it was too late.
Do you have your voice being shared?
Oh,
I think we're just waiting for... yes, we can all hear you, Murph,
okay,
loud
good.
and clear,
okay,
mate.
we don't have to do a terrible Murph voices. So, yeah, just you're saying it was just down to tyres, but good points tonight, and I think that probably puts you 5 points in front of Truss in the championship. So, your championship stays alive, mate.
I think he's still one ahead.
How about you just take the fucking compliment?
Yes, that would be nice. But, Murph, what's the feeling like, mate, after that extremely... Oh, first of all, big Kia ora to you. I say that every week. He never tells me that it's not the right thing to say, so I'm going with it. But, Murph, tell us about that was a very, very sweaty battle there. And just talk us through that last incident there in detail, mate. It just looked like Jason was... you got the move done, but Jason wasn't letting go of it, was he?
No, little bastard decided to hang around the outside, didn't he?
He certainly did, eh? So, thank you for that.
Trev, you're sounding a lot better than you were like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, I know. It's this magic cough medicine. But Murph, P2 in the end, and it's a good thing that Wilco's laughing. You're still on the Christmas card list, mate, and we will see you next week. A big Kia runner to you.
Cheers, boys.
There we go, Murph, and...
Cheers, bro.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty happy about
cheers,
that.
bro. I'm pretty happy about that, bro. Hey.
As we welcome, I might get you to take the lead on this one, Rob, because the voice is going there at the moment.
All right, Wilco, that was I guess a pretty boring race for you after the first 5 minutes, mate. But I don't know what strategy you went for, the hards or the softs, or the softs or the hards, a bit of both. But yeah, a second looks pretty good. But you got it streaming tonight and saying you could win the race, and you fucking didn't. So do we get to revoke our contracts now, or what's going on?
Yeah, sure. No, Hayne and Truss really come out of nowhere. They were nowhere last night in practice, so obviously the sandbags were filled. So Owen and I were both talking before the race, thinking, oh, we're on here. And then first lap, Hayne goes bang into the 17.5, so I thought, okay, P3, that's probably going to be the best we can do. But something happened with Truss at the start and left the door open, and I squeezed around the outside, and yeah, it was pretty boring. Then Hayne was too quick, I couldn't, probably a couple of tenths here and there. A lap he was faster, but in the end he was too good. And then I started looking in the rearview mirror when I saw this light start appearing, and I had a couple of nice lap cars just blocking me for a nice lap there. I was on the flashes for a fair bit, and then tried to hold around outside, and gap just closed in, but we're all good. Good racing, hard racing.
Awesome. Good stuff.
I will say though, once we all cleared the traffic, the gap between us three was pretty close. Like it didn't really get too big of a gap.
Hayne would have been just putting it in cruise control.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But good race. Happy that I got a podium for once.
No, that's a good result for you, Wilco, considering the results you've had lately, and considering your massive interest in the latest cricket game. It's good to see you back on Project Cars, mate. But we'll see you next week, and we go to our winner of the race, Hayne, pulling off the win, and his first win within the SRL. How does that feel, mate?
Yeah, it feels pretty good, mate. It's a good race.
Oh, thank God you fucking sent it this time.
I thought you would have been asleep, mate.
Yeah, no, pretty crazy race. It managed to qualify in pole there, and after we got the sandbags out, of course. And yeah, managed to get a good jump off the line. And
Go. No, go finish, and then I'll say what I was going to say. Go.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Wilco.
managed to get a good jump off the line and just sort of cruised home from there.
It was good. A pretty straightforward race, and it seems like you worked out the little bugs out of this car. So we're expecting more of that now.
Oh, who knows, mate? See how we go.
Now,
That's
Hayne,
yes, mate.
we've got to ask, mate. It's a bit of a family affair on the live streams here, mate. I think we had your brother last week, and then we had the old man. Or I think he was the old man. It was on the live stream, mate. What's the go? Who are we going to see next week?
What? That's in the race next week.
On the comments last week, your brother was commenting on, and I think they said your dad was commenting tonight.
I'll have to get the old girl to go on and chuck a few comments as well.
I was expecting great Ard Mildred, who died 40 years ago, to start commenting, so hopefully that's next week, mate.
Well,
we'll see how we go.
Awesome stuff. I wouldn't bring the old girl in, not with Rob around, and geez, that joke didn't quite go to plan, that one. Anyway, I'm a bit crook, so I do apologise for that. Gee, that was that got a bit awkward. But Hayne, congratulations, mate. You've got your first win, mate. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here, but congratulations, mate, and awesome drive. Didn't put a foot wrong, mate, and all the best for next week as well.
Thanks, fellas.
Awesome stuff. Well, we've spoken to Wilco, we've spoken to Murph. I don't think it'll be too long before Wilco, I don't think he's going to be hanging around, Rob. He'll be 4 for 456 on a flat wicket somewhere on Cricket 19 with yours truly doing the announcing and the umpiring as well for good measure. But, well, we're just about done. And there was a special clause in our contract, Wilco, that said when you are in a battle in the top three, mate, we can't take the cameras off of you.
Hey, that's putting words in my mouth. I did not want to say that. Maybe I did, but anyway.
Well, that was better than...
Any battle's a good battle.
that was better than some of the other things that Rob was saying were in the contract. But anyway, I think we're almost out of time, mate. Congratulations, Murph, if you're still there. Fantastic stuff, mate. We'll see you next week. And oh yeah. Oh geez, it was pretty sweaty there at the end, wasn't it? I just had nowhere to go, eh? Anyway,
you should have seen the car. It was fully sucked sideways, boo. It was a view of Calais, boo.
Oh, yes, Jace, I don't know about you, but if I had a New Zealander behind me that close to me for that long, I would be very nervous. But let's not get onto the white powder either. Gee, that was another one. Anyway, so that's all we've got time for here. Round 4 of this super exciting championship. It was Hayne taking the win here tonight. Don't forget, if you want to get involved each Thursday, 8 p.m, live and exclusive on the Kid Buyers channel. Hopefully I've got my voice back next week. Thank you, Rob, for joining us for another week, mate. We will see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm always going to be back if there's a hooker involved, mate. So I'll see you next week.
So you hear that, all the hookers out there, his door is always open, as that is all we've got time for. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to tune in next week and be kind to one another. We'll see you then. But for now, it's goodbye.